Hi everyone, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about patience and being on the quote unquote wait list. So I heard this today while I was in church and I really wanted to share it. And I wanted to start off with one quote that stuck out to me, which says, "Sometimes you get into a season where you stop believing and you start becoming discouraged." I'll read it again. Sometimes you get into a season where you stop believing and you start being discouraged. And I want to unpack that because I think I've said this before in one of my other videos. When you're waiting for something to happen or you have desires and goals, you may think that you may never reach those desires or goals, but in reality, sometimes those desires and goals just aren't meant to happen right away. And you still have to stay committed to yourself, stay committed to your goals, and keep going. And even when you are feeling discouraged, don't stop believing that your goals and your desires are on their way, because they are. And another related point that I really liked, and I didn't know this about the word wait, just like wait, WAIT. So I don't know if it's only for biblical references or if this also applies to English language semantics and meaning. But the word wait can also mean eagerly hope. So instead of wait having a negative connotation of you're just waiting around, you're unsure, you don't know what's going to happen, you can actually wait eagerly with hope. So that means still going out, still doing you, still living your best life, but also knowing that you're eagerly waiting, you're eagerly hoping for your desires and your goals to come true. And when you have this mindset switch and you're turning your negative or in your deficit mindset into a positive mindset, you have so much more to look out for. And I can't remember if I said this in a previous video, but you should look for signs of a miracle. I have to go back and see if I had a video on that. But if you're looking for signs of a miracle, that means each day you're appreciating life and you're noticing the little things that are bringing you joy. And if you can always find a sign of a miracle, then you know that you're well on your way to achieving your desires and your goals. I believe I discussed that in my last video, the idea of miraculous signs as evidence, or looking for signs of miraculous signs. In my last video, what happens to old video games. Let's see, what else did I have down here? You can remain faithful even when it seems like nothing is happening. Remain faithful to yourself, remain faithful to your goals and your desires, remain faithful in everything that you do, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because it is happening. And it's happening in ways that we really don't understand. And I'll share one recent story from my personal life. I was going through a period of trying to apply for jobs, and this particular position, there aren't really a lot of positions, I would say, readily available. So when I would see postings online about this particular position, I would apply and I would never hear anything back. And then one day I was on the phone with somebody and they asked me, how everything was going, da 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 da. And just from this general catching up conversation with somebody, they were able to offer me a position that I had applied to with different organizations but never heard anything back. And I just want that to be just one example of the world is just working in mysterious ways. And from my own personal beliefs, I believe that when I was filling out these applications, and even though I didn't hear anything back, I still put those desires and those wishes out into the universe and out into the world. And when I least expected it, my desires came right back to me, and it presented itself without me having to do any, forcing. It just literally fell in my lap. And I just want whoever's listening to this to just remember that your desires and your goals are coming towards you, even when it seems like nothing is happening. And I also want to talk about the idea of your desires and your goals coming towards you. Okay? A lot of times people may say, chase your dreams, chase your desires, chase your goals. But what if those goals and desires are chasing you? Right? And once you allow them to chase you, they will catch up with you and they will manifest, and you will see your hard work paid off. All right? So, one thing maybe it might be helpful to keep in mind, or just a little phrase in your head, is to think about, my desires are chasing me. That means your desires want you. Not only do you desire your goal, but that goal and desire wants you too, and it is chasing you, and it's well on its way. Another point that I really liked from church today was the idea of the wait list. So the pastor gave some examples of wait lists in life, and he said, let's say you have to go out to a restaurant. Do you want to go to a restaurant that everybody always goes to and it's easily accessible? You can go whenever you want and they just always have room and they're always taking you. Or would you rather go to a restaurant that has a wait list and you may have to RSVP because it's an exclusive restaurant? You know you're going to get good quality meal and service from it, so you're willing to wait. All right? It's times like these and metaphors like these that you can apply it to your own life. So, do you want everything to just be easily accessible and allow yourself to be easily accessible, and there's nothing special and there's nothing exclusive? Or would you rather wait for your desires and your goals and treat yourself as if you're something special and you're something exclusive? Right? So when you're doing that, you're able to, again, eagerly wait, eagerly hope, because you know your desires are chasing you. Your desires are on their way. So when we're thinking about sticking to the divine timeline, we're thinking about sticking to the idea and mindset of not forcing anything in your life to happen and letting things happen in their own time. Things will happen in their own due time. And I know it can be very frustrating to probably hear another person say it, but it is very true. And again, me personally, I always feel like my specific desires that maybe are on the top of my list. Let's say I had a desire list of 10, and everything at the top of my list, it seems like, is getting skipped over, whereas the desires towards the end are being fulfilled. And it's not to say that one is more important than the other, but I guess for me, I have certain desires that are on my mind more than others. So when I have certain desires and goals on my mind and those specific ones aren't manifesting, I can become extremely discouraged. So at least for me, talking about it right now and reminding myself even while making this video to stick to the divine timeline is helpful. So when you're thinking about your own life, remember that you're the only leader of your own life and you make the decisions for your own life. You have free will, and you also have the choice to stick to the divine timeline, or you have the choice to follow your own forced timeline. So I know this video was short, but I hope this reached whoever it needs to reach. And I hope you enjoy your day or your evening, depending on when you watch. Thank you. See you soon.